In New York City, 2021 marked a significant milestone in its electoral history. The mayoral race saw a diverse array of candidates from different backgrounds and political ideologies. Voters face a daunting task, selecting their preferred candidate from a pool of equally compelling options. This scenario highlights a crucial shift in American elections with the introduction of ranked choice voting. Unlike the traditional winner-take-all system, which often marginalizes voter choice, breeds polarization, and sometimes results in electing candidates who do not reflect the majority's preference, ranked choice voting allows for a more representative and inclusive electoral process. This system is a beacon of hope for a more democratic and fair method of electing officials. To understand the dysfunction in American elections, consider the 2000 presidential race between George W. Bush and Al Gore. Ralph Nader, a third-party candidate, garnered a small but significant portion of the vote. In Florida, the election was decided by a mere 537 votes, with Nader receiving nearly 100,000 votes. Many argue that Nader's candidacy siphoned enough votes from Gore to tip the scales in Bush's favor. This is a classic example of the spoiler effect, where a third-party candidate can alter the outcome of an election without winning. It highlights a fundamental flaw. The current system discourages votes for third-party candidates, as it risks wasting votes or inadvertently aiding the least favored major candidate. Moreover, consider the 2020 election cycle, where 95% of incumbents in Congress were re-elected despite the institution suffering from historically low approval ratings. This statistic underscores a significant issue: the lack of genuine competition in many districts. Consider the contrasting outcomes of two 2020 elections: Maine's Senate race featuring Susan Collins and Georgia's Senate race featuring Kelly Loeffler. Collins, a moderate Republican, won re-election in Maine, where ranked choice voting was implemented. This system allowed Collins to secure a clear majority through a process that required voters to rank candidates in order of preference. This ensured that the winner had broad support across the electorate, even if they were not the first choice for all voters. In contrast, Georgia's traditional runoff system forced a separate runoff election between the top two candidates after the initial vote failed to produce a majority winner. Ultimately, Loeffler lost, but the process underscored the weaknesses of the traditional voting system. The 2022 elections in Alaska provide a compelling example of how ranked choice voting can transform electoral outcomes. In the race for Alaska's sole congressional seat, Mary Peltola, a Democrat, won against Sarah Palin, a former Republican governor and a highly polarizing figure. Under the traditional system, Palin might have won. However, ranked choice voting allowed voters to rank their preferences, and when no candidate received the majority of first-choice votes, the candidate with the fewest votes was eliminated, and their votes were reallocated based on second choices. This process continued until Peltola emerged as the winner with broad support, demonstrating how ranked choice voting can lead to more moderate and widely accepted candidates. Similarly, in the 2022 Senate race, incumbent Republican Lisa Murkowski won re-election in a hotly contested race. Murkowski, known for her moderate stances and willingness to work across the aisle, benefited from ranked choice voting as it allowed her to attract second and third choice votes from supporters of other candidates. This support helped her secure a victory, reflecting the broader preference of Alaskan voters for moderation over polarization. Notably, Murkowski's support for Donald Trump's impeachment was a significant factor. In a traditional voting system, this stance might have cost her the election by alienating a substantial portion of her party's base. Ranked choice voting is a simple yet transformative approach. Voters rank candidates in order of preference: first, second, third, and so on. If no candidate secures more than 50% of the first-choice votes, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated. Voters who selected the eliminated candidate as their first choice then have their votes reallocated to their second choice. This process continues until one candidate has a majority. This system not only mitigates the spoiler effect, but also encourages candidates to appeal to a broader audience to gain second and third choice votes. The benefits of ranked choice voting: more representative outcomes. Ranked choice voting ensures that elected officials represent a true majority, reduced negative campaigning. Candidates in ranked choice voting systems are incentivized to adopt more positive campaign strategies, since securing second and third vote choices is crucial. Candidates avoid alienating supporters of their opponents. This fosters a more civil and issue-focused political discourse. Ranked choice voting encourages higher voter turnout and engagement. Voters feel their choices matter more, as they are not forced into tactical voting, where ranked choice voting has led to increased voter participation and satisfaction. In the 2021 mayoral race in New York City, the introduction of ranked choice voting brought about significant changes. With a diverse array of candidates, voters had the opportunity to rank their preferences. This led to a more engaged electorate, as they felt their votes would count even if their top choice did not win. The winner, Eric Adams, emerged with a clear majority, reflecting the true preference of the community and showing how ranked choice voting can lead to more representative and satisfactory outcomes. The Texas Forward Party is committed to implementing ranked choice voting across the state of Texas. Your donation will help us advocate for ranked choice voting. Join us in this crucial effort to bring ranked choice voting for Texas.